It's interesting because we got an email, Mark, from a desperate young woman, self-described, who has a question that she wanted us to answer on Man vs. World. She says, I'm a female and I'm on my nofap journey. I am 3 months without porn, and my brain is starting to slowly forget some of the memories I had about some scenes. One of the main reasons I started watching porn was to learn how to please a man. Now I fear that I'm forgetting some of this stuff. What if I'm not good enough when having sex? I'm becoming scared. Is anyone else dealing with this fear, and what helps? Is the stuff in porn really what men want in bed? She actually also says, I want to note that without a society full of men watching porn, I remember how a lot of guys in school told me how they would watch it. I probably wouldn't have watched porn ever to begin with. Although I'm a woman and Mark's work is dedicated to men, I wish someone would give me an answer. I'm starting to freak out. Nobody seems to be able to give me an answer. Kind regards, a desperate young woman.
Okay. It's a great question. I feel really bad for her. But to our first point here, it's like, is it okay? I'm like forgetting the moves that I learned while watching porn. Like, holy shit, please forget them. Forget them. All right? Like in a healthy like relationship, you don't need to behave like a porn star. Okay? Like your body knows how to have sex. The only time that like you need to have any kind of fancy moves or whatever is one, if you're sleeping around, and particularly with guys who are just, having sport sex, which is like the casual hookup culture. It's like if you're just in casual hookup culture, then yes, it's sex is a recreational activity and it's about like your performance. Okay. So yeah, if you want to compete there, you want to win the hearts of other guys who are banging a bunch of other girls and also using porn, then yeah, you might need to compete. But the only other place where you would need to even worry about that is if you're already in a happily committed like relationship and you're just looking to spice things up. And even then, guess what? You don't need to go to porn to figure out what to do instead. You can just talk to your partner and you can experiment. Like you can figure out like each other's tastes like on your own. Like this is literally what like humans have done for centuries. Like you think like from what I can tell, from what the studies seem to suggest, like people have way worse sex today. They're way less sexually satisfied. And I think it's this constant sort of comparison to the fantasy of porn that really ruins this for people. Like if you're in a good committed relationship, like people bag on like fish sex. Okay? It's like if you're a guy and you don't jerk off and you're with a woman you love and she like lays there and lets you have sex with her, you're going to have a blast. Okay? Like you're not going to be like texting your buddies afterwards like total starfish. Like for those who don't know, starfish is just like a woman who like lays there, okay? That's like not the way it works, okay? Like if you're actually intimately connected with that person, first of all, you're probably not going to just lay there. You're going to be passionately, reciprocating. But you just don't need any extra bells and whistles when your sexuality is truly like intimately devoted to your partner. It's just when you start making it not special, right? And the way you make your sexuality not special is you spread it around, right? You make something special by restricting it. So if you want the most special, intimate, meaningful, fulfilling, pleasurable sex, then have yourself a partner that you are totally committed to, i.e. married to, ideally under a sacred religious vow that you're not going to break, okay? Extreme exclusivity. Neither of you masturbate, neither of you watch porn. The only place where your sexual like energy can flow out in a very direct way is sex with that partner. You do that, you will have fireworks with that partner, okay? It's just that when, okay, you start masturbating, he starts masturbating, oh, I start watching porn, oh, maybe we're hooking up with some other people. All of a sudden, that the act itself is no longer special. And so then you have to like put all this pressure on yourself to like, oh, well, maybe I got to learn these new moves. Maybe I got to do this. Maybe I got to do that. I'm worried about like what they think, like what they're thinking and all that kind of thing. That only comes when you're living this non-sacred sexuality. Like that's how I actually started my channel. That was like my YouTube channel was initially called The Sacred Sexuality Project, because I saw how much this unsacred approach to sex really screws people over, guys and women. So hopefully this makes you a little less desperate, but it might, It's not going to help you unless you're willing to change how you're approaching sex and how you're approaching your partners, probably.